On the cliffs above the sea, where the waves broke endlessly against black stone, stood an old lighthouse. Its paint had long since peeled, its door hung crooked on rusted hinges, and its lantern, once the brightest on the coast, had not burned in decades. And yet, on stormy nights, fishermen swore they saw its beam sweep across the waves. A ghost light, guiding sailors to safety. They whispered it was the work of the old keeper, a man who had vanished long ago, but whose duty never ended. One evening, as a storm gathered, a traveler named Elias found himself caught on the coastal path. The wind howled, the sea raged, and rain blurred the horizon into a shifting wall of gray. Seeking shelter, he climbed the winding path toward the abandoned lighthouse. Inside, the air was damp and smelled of salt. The floorboards groaned beneath his boots. He lit a small candle, but its glow seemed weak compared to the vast darkness that pressed in around him. The spiral staircase creaked as he ascended, the storm rattling the glass windows at his side. At last, he reached the lantern room. To his astonishment, the great lamp broken for years was burning. The beam of light cut through the storm, sweeping across the sea with patient rhythm. Elias froze, staring at the flame. There was no oil dot, no firewood. No explanation dot, and then he saw him. The keeper, a tall figure, stood at the edge of the lantern, his back to Elias. His coat was long and heavy, his shoulders broad, his posture weary. Slowly, the man turned. His face was pale, his eyes shadowed, and his expression was neither kind nor cruel, only tired. "You shouldn't be here," the keeper said softly, his voice carrying the weight of centuries. "This light isn't for you." But Elias could not move. The warmth of the lantern soothed him, as though it were wrapping him in invisible arms. He sank against the wall, exhaustion pressing down. The storm outside faded into nothing more than a lullaby. The keeper watched him, but did not interfere. He turned back to the sea, his hand resting on the railing, his eyes fixed on the endless dark horizon. Elias closed his eyes, drifting into sleep. In his dreams, he saw ships on the water, their sails torn by the storm, their crews crying out in fear. And always, always, the beam of the lighthouse cut through the blackness, steady and sure, guiding them home. When he woke, the storm had passed. The lantern was cold, dark, and broken once more. Elias left the lighthouse and descended to the shore. The village below was untouched by the storm, the fishermen safe in their homes. He looked back once at the cliff, where the lighthouse loomed against the dawn. And though no flame burned in its lantern, he knew the keeper was still there. Watching, guiding, waiting. The sea was restless, the world was vast. But as long as the light shone on stormy nights, no soul would be truly lost.